Good morning, Grace Church. Happy Wednesday. Wanted to just touch base with you here, hop into your Facebook feed, your YouTube feed, and just let you know a couple things. First of all, Liz and I are still quarantined here, self-quarantining in the house. For those of you who didn't know, we kind of had a head cold last week, the last few days. Doctors wanted us to get tested just to make sure things weren't COVID or going that direction. So because we're waiting for those test results to come back, we are stuck here in the house. And you've got a house full of extroverts, and we are bucking to get out and about, but we're trying to keep everybody safe and show that abundance of caution. So we're still here. Hopefully the next day or so we'll get those results and we'll be able to be free to return to the land of the living, as it were. But thanks again to all who have reached out. Thanks for all the well wishes and shows of support. We really do appreciate it. Wanted to make sure that you are aware of a couple things. First of all, you know that if you've been tracking along with us, that we started our live streaming option instead of our pre-recorded videos about 2 weeks ago, 2 Sundays ago. And each week we've had different kind of technical issues. So what we've done is we've gone back and re-uploaded better versions, better quality versions of the Sunday services for both 2 weeks ago and then just this past Sunday. So you can find those on both Facebook and YouTube if you'd like to take a look at those and see them where the sound is lining up and the video quality is a little bit better. So we wanted to make sure that that was available for you to view. And also, if you were especially touched by, you felt the Lord was speaking to you, that maybe you could share that with some friends and relatives and those who might also need to hear some of the same things. Want to let you know that we are continuing to move ahead. We're continuing to invite different of our worship huddles, our smaller groups that get together to watch the service together, to participate in the service together in their homes and other locations. So if you haven't been asked, know that you will be in the next couple weeks. Or if you're at the point where you're like, I haven't been able necessarily to connect into one of those worship huddles, and I'd really like to just take a Sunday and connect with some others. Even though we're keeping the numbers small, you can let us know. Send us an email, drop us a text, a message. You can leave something in the comments below here. Just let us know. We're happy to reach out to you, find a time to make sure that you can experience that group coming back together. And as always, just know that we are doing everything we can to create a safe and engaging opportunity for God's family to come together, for our community to connect in with what's going on, and the guidance and the recommendations and all those things are constantly changing. So we're working hard to pivot and to make sure that we're doing the best that we can with what we have on hand. So thank you, church, for what you're doing. I just want you to know that you, again, and I hope you don't get tired of hearing me say this, that we love you, that I love you. Your church family loves you. We can't wait till we're able to get together in some larger groups and do that more regularly, more frequently. But until then, I'm grateful for the technology that still lets us stay connected. And one of the things we've been looking at on Sundays is this idea of seeing red, the things that make us angry. And we've begun stepping into, in this message series and some of the discussion that's happening outside of that, to dig into some of the more pointed ones, the ones that might be hitting us personally. And this week, next, and the one after, I want you to know that we're going to keep going, that we're going to step bravely into those areas that might be tough for us to talk about. But I'm asking you to come in and, like we talked about this last week, let everything we do run through this filter. And it's a filter that we're going to grow on, we're going to build on. We said that everything we say, we do, we think, we type, any of that stuff, that it goes through the filter of, is it kind, tenderhearted, and forgiving? What I'm doing, what I'm about to do, what I'm saying, what I'm about to say, whether verbally or online or whatever, is it kind, tenderhearted, and forgiving? Ephesians tells us that that's what we're supposed to do. Then we looked at two other places that kind of filter what we're supposed to be doing as a church family, as God's people, as Jesus followers. And that is that we should seek to do good to everyone. I'm not to seek to do good for me. It's not that good to me is wrong, but my efforts need to focus on doing good for others. So what I'm doing, even when I'm seeing red, when I'm feeling that anger inside, is it directing me to do good for others? And then lastly, am I motivated through all my actions, even the anger that's coming, is it being motivated by sacrificial love, which is a love that prioritizes others? Because if not, that helps us to, like we talked about on Sunday, look back down deep to the core and say, why isn't it being motivated by that? Let me examine those maybe unexamined parts of my heart. And church, if we can do that, if we can have that kind of filter on our lives that leads us to live more Jesus-centered lives, we're going to be able to help others live more Jesus-centered lives. And I want to tell you, everything that's happening in our country and across the world, if we were all able to live more Jesus-centered lives, these issues, these problems would begin to fade away. They would begin to resolve as we align ourselves with the heart of God. A pastor friend of mine this morning shared on Facebook Live these words that are just so well known to so many of us. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. For Jesus did not come into the world, verse 17 says, to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Are we using the filter, church? Are we using it to use the filter the way Jesus did, the way the Father did, to love others at the cost of oneself? That's what we're called to do. And if we all do that, our world will transform. So church, thanks for being who you are. Thanks for your support, your love, your desire to push into that mission that God has given us, again, to help people live Jesus-centered lives. I pray we're all doing that. If there's anything we can be doing, if there's anything I can be doing to help you do that in your life and to help you extend that into your world, into your community, to your corners of this of the world around us, please let us know. Please let me know, because we want to do that. Thanks, church. Excited to see you again this Sunday, whether in person in our smaller group there or online through the live stream. Know that you're loved, and know that we'll see you again real soon.